Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. So today I will be presenting on my design for our final studio project this semester. Now before I begin, I'm just going to give a short brief of the project. Basically, we have to design a retreat house suited for 4 clients among our family members. We also have to propose a site around Malaysia to locate this retreat house that has a build-up space of 120 square meters. Alright, to begin, I will first share my personal view of what the word retreat means. So to me, retreat means to get away from the hustle and bustle of work life. When I hear the word retreat, I'll think of relaxation. So with that thought in mind, I imagine the spaces in my design to be wide and open, which brings me to my manifesto. As you can see in my manifesto, I drew out some open air spaces such as the rooftop garden and the hanging hammock. The reason for this is because I read that positive mental health is associated with open spaces that has a nature focus. Now, with my definition of a retreat house, I believe that open spaces are significant in this kind of house to heal our work-oriented mentality. That's the phrase, open air, open mind. Next, I will go to my concept. So my concept actually derives from my mother wanting the retreat house to be designed above a river because she likes how the Quran describes how the gardens of heaven having rivers flowing underneath it. This is also the reason why I named my retreat house Adnin, as it is one of the Islamic names of heaven, as well as it means a place to live in Arabic. After that, we go to my site analysis. So my site is located at a river in Mulu, Sarawak called Sungai Tutoh. The strengths of my site include its stunning natural views and how the river provides food and water supply. The site provides opportunities to use sustainable methods to generate power, such as hydroelectric power supply, as well as many space orientations with good view. However, since this is a very secluded area, it will be hard to obtain outside resources. There is also the threat of wild animals attacking and the difficulty to contact authorities if an emergency happens. So that's all from my site. Next, I will introduce my president studies. I was inspired by 3 different president studies, such as the Threshing Barn located in the United Kingdom, Mulu Merit Resort and Spa, which is located near my site, and a Singaporean resident house that uses teak screens in their design. Next, I will talk about my clients. My clients include my father, mother, myself, and my second sister. Each of us have our own preferences that I have used in my design. For example, my father wanted an open balcony and a gym that faces the river. My mother wanted a spice rooftop garden and access to see the view from inside the house. My second sister wanted a barbecue area and a wide swimming pool. So with all these preferences in mind, I came up with a bubble diagram to get a clearer idea of the types of spaces that I should have in my design. So through this bubble diagram, I decided to have 3 levels in my retreat house. Now before going into the spaces, I want to talk about my building orientation. As you can see from my site plan, my front facade is facing the southeast, while my rear end faces the northwest. The reason for this is because the southeast view shows a beautiful sight of Gunung Mulu, while the rear faces the direction of the Qiblat, which is the direction Muslims pray to. So I designed my spaces according to the strengths of these orientations. Now I will talk about the spaces on my ground level first. From the front door, you will enter the living room. There are sliding doors next to the living room that lead to a narrow balcony. At the other end, there is a master bedroom and a toilet. As you can see, there is a distinct space at the far end of the bedroom. This is the prayer section that faces the Qiblat, which also gives a view of the wide sandy lands, giving a sense of serenity. To the right of the prayer section, there is a small balcony with spiral stairs that leads up to the rooftop. Also, going back to the living room, you can see 2 types of staircases. One is the spiral staircase that leads up to the mezzanine floor. Another is on the right side, which leads to the kitchen block. The kitchen block holds the kitchen and dining room, as well as the barbecue deck supported by a cable structure. Moving on to the first floor, this mezzanine floor holds a cantilevered space of the gym. The gym is in the shape of an extended half cylinder with curved glass panels that show a stunning view of the river. From the mezzanine floor, we can go through a floating walkway that leads to the shared bedroom of my sister and I. To the left of the floating walkway, we can see the greenery through glass panels, as shown. While right above it, there is a skylight panel with the same shape of the walkway that shows hanging plants from the rooftop garden. This was designed to give a calming experience as we walk along the walkway, since greenery views can help relax the mind. Next, the bedroom is connected to a toilet and has a prayer section just like the master bedroom. However, we have a special feature, which is a cantilevered hammock facing the view of the forest. So our hammock provides enough space to lie down, and it's especially nice for us to stargaze. The spiral staircase leading to the rooftop is also connected to this bedroom. Now I'll move on to the rooftop garden. It is covered in green grass to protect the house from direct solar heat. There are spaces to grow spices and herbs, and there is a wooden structure supporting the hanging flowers that I mentioned just now. Across the rooftop garden, connected by a pergola bridge with an intricate pattern design, is a curved Binti pool. Now, speaking of the intricate pattern, this is something I wanted to highlight in my design. The pattern was inspired from a traditional Sarawakian bead necklace, as shown. I wanted to portray the culture of Sarawak in my retreat house because I believe that cultural influence is important while designing a tropical retreat house. So I decided to implement this design into wooden screens, which provide good air ventilation, interesting shadow casting, and enhanced privacy. Structure-wise, my design will mostly use timber as the main construction material. Concrete will be used for the stilts and the base structure, while steel is used for the floating walkway and the cantilevered structure. So to summarize, the idea of my design is to provide a variety of open air spaces that each client would enjoy and benefit from. So that is all for me. Thank you so much for listening.